Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, January 31st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Toronto Raptors vs Atlanta Hawks. The Toronto Raptors are right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. They are 24-23 on the season and are 8th in the conference, 6.5 games behind conference leader Miami, and 2.5 games behind 7th place Charlotte. The Raptors have won 2 of their last 3 games, including a big win at Miami on Saturday. The Raptors knocked off the Heat 124-120, overcoming a 37-point, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists a night from Jimmy Butler. I rarely back the team which is playing the second of a back-to-back, but on this occasion, I must back the Red Hot Hawks over the Raptors. Atlanta won each of its last 6 at home, defeating such teams as Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, and the Lakers, so the Hawks proved they can beat strong sides. Atlanta's advantage is below the rims and in the paint, as they have Capella and Collins, while Okongwu is also playing an important role in the interior. The Atlanta Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, but they had their wings clipped at the start of this season, getting off to a bad start. But they have started to play a lot better as of late, and they find themselves right back in the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. Sunday afternoon against the Lakers, the Hawks won their 7th straight game, topping the Lakers 129-121 at home. They are now 1 game below .500 at 24-25, and they are 10th in the conference, just 1 game behind the Celtics and Raptors. Our first betting pick will be the Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks extended their winning streak to 7 games as they defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 129-121 at home. The Lakers fought bravely without LeBron James, but the hosts won the final 12 minutes by 18 points and deservedly got a victory. The Hawks narrowly covered a -7.5 spread, the 7th time in a row they managed to cover to improve to a 22-27 ATS record. It was a free-flowing game for Atlanta, who shot over 58.0% from the field and even 68.4% in the 4th quarter. The Toronto Raptors got a narrow 124-120 road victory over the Miami Heat, but needed 3 overtimes to do it. Scotty Barnes forced the overtime with a couple of free throws with 3 seconds to go, and then Gary Trent Jr. forced a second OT from the stripe. Tyler Herro hit a 2-pointer to force the 3rd overtime, where Fred VanVleet made a couple of triples to secure the win. Toronto covered a +2.5 spread and improved to a 25-21 ATS record. Our second betting pick will be under the total. Miami Heat vs Boston Celtics. Miami is 14th in the NBA in scoring, with an average of 109.1 points per game. The Heat are shooting 46.0%, 14th overall, and 37.7%, 1st, from behind the 3-point line. Jimmy Butler is the leading scorer for Miami with an average of 21.5 points per game and is shooting 48.2% overall, but only 23.2% from behind the line. Tyler Herro is the second leading scorer with an average of 20.5 points per game and is shooting 43.0% overall and 39.0% from 3-point land. Kyle Lowry is the leader in assists but is out for personal reasons, and therefore the current active leader in assists is Jimmy Butler with an average of 6.1 dishes per contest. Miami averages 25.8 assists and 13.9 turnovers for an assist-to-turnover ratio of 1.9. Both teams are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights here, and that's going to test the depth of both squads. Each team split their back-to-back sets, and we're going to see what each team has left in the tank at this point. In Boston's win over New Orleans, the Celtics got a combined 69 points from Tatum and Brown, while the rest of the team combined for only 38 points. Miami does have Butler and Adebayo back in the mix, which is a boost, though the Heat had success even when those guys were missing. The Heat are an extremely deep team, and that's a testament to what Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra have put together down in South Beach. The Boston Celtics are 19th in the NBA in scoring, with an average of 107.7 points per game. The Celtics are shooting 44.7%, 23rd overall, and 34.0%, 23rd, from behind the 3-point line. Jason Tatum is the leading scorer for Boston, with an average of 25.9 points per game, while shooting 42.5% overall and 32.9% from long range. Second leading scorer Jaylen Brown is averaging 24.1 points per game while shooting 45.3% overall and 35.9% from behind the three-point line. Our first betting pick will be Miami Heat on the money line. For the season, the Celtics are 19th in the league in scoring offense with an average of 107.7 points per game. Boston is 4th in the league in rebounding with 46.3 boards per contest, while they stand 19th in assists by handing out 23 assists per game. The Celtics are 6th in the league in scoring defense as they allow 104.8 points per contest. Jaylen Brown is second on the team with an average of 24.3 points plus 6.6 rebounds per contest. Jason Tatum contributes 26.2 points plus 8.4 rebounds per contest. Robert Williams 3 chips and 9.9 points, 9.6 rebounds plus 2.1 blocks a night, and Josh Richardson adds 9.7 points per game. Al Horford 10.1 points, 7.2 rebounds, and Grant Williams 7 points are other frontcourt options. Dennis Schroeder, 14.8 points, 4.5 assists, Romeo Langford, Marcus Smart, 11.3 points, 5.4 assists, Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Nesmith and Enes Freedom are other key rotation pieces for Udoka. Boston is 23rd in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 44.7% from the floor this season. The Celtics are 13th in the league in threes per game as they hit 12.3 per contest, while they are 23rd in three-point field goal percentage by shooting 34% from beyond the arc. The Heat enters this one 14th in the league in scoring offense with 109.1 points per game this season. Miami is 14th in the league in rebounding with 44.8 boards a contest, while the team stands 6th in assists by dishing out 25.8 dimes a night. The Heat stands 4th in the league in scoring defense as they allow 104.5 points per game. Jimmy Butler leads the team with 22 points, 6.3 rebounds and 6.3 assists per contest. Tyler Herro kicks in 20.3 points a night, while Bam Adebayo chips in 17.8 points, plus 10.1 rebounds per contest. Duncan Robinson, 12 points, Kyle Lowry, 13.4 points, 8.3 assists, Markieff Morris, Dwayne Dedmon, PJ Tucker, Max Struss, 11.1 points, and Gabe Vincent are solid role players for the Heat. Miami is 14th in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 46% from the floor this season. The Heat stand 7th in threes per game by draining 13.6 triples per contest, and the team is first in three-point shooting by hitting 37.7% from beyond the arc. Victor Oladipo, knee, remains out for the Heat with no timetable for return. Morris, neck, is out indefinitely and has been out since November 8, while Okpala, wrist, has been out since December 28. Lowry, personal, missed Saturday's game, so keep an eye out for an update on his status here. Our second betting pick will be under the total. Sacramento Kings vs New York Knicks. The Kings took an 87-81 lead early in the final quarter on consecutive baskets by Richaun Holmes and then went cold. The 76ers scored the next 12 points over 4:59. Sacramento went 0 for 6 and committed 4 turnovers during the game-changing stretch, most of which happened while Embiid was resting on the bench. They let a potential win slip out of their hands, and a lot of that has to do with their inept defensive unit. Odds makers are taking their time releasing the spread for this game, as the status of Fox will change the opening line. However, I am comfortable taking New York either way here. If Fox does return, he is not going to be 100% and will likely be on a minutes restriction. If he remains out, the Kings will continue to struggle. New York is going to be very motivated coming into this game after a rough road trip. Giannis Antetokounmpo was too much for New York in a 123-108 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks in their last game. Evan Fournier had 25 points and RJ Barrett 23 for the Knicks, though Barrett shot 6 of 20. Quentin Grimes had 11 and Alec Burks 10. Burks opened the fourth quarter scoring with a three-pointer that cut Milwaukee's lead to 93-91, but the Bucks responded with a 9-2 spurt. Antetokounmpo scored the last 7 points in that run and ended the game. Our first betting pick will be New York. While New York is an outstanding defensive team, its offense ranks near the bottom of the NBA. The Knicks are number 27 in points per game, scoring just 103.8 per contest. Power forward Julius Randle leads the way with 18.5 points, 9.9 rebounds and 5.0 assists per game. Shooting guard RJ Barrett is adding 17.5 points and 5.7 rebounds, while shooting guard Evan Fournier is adding 13.6 points. Point guard Derrick Rose, who was scoring 12.0 points and dishing out 4.0 assists, has been out indefinitely with an ankle injury. New York is going to face a Sacramento defense that is number 29 in points allowed per game, 114.7. They have been a decent offensive team overall this year, ranked number 13 in the NBA in points per game, 109.5. One of the biggest storylines heading into this game is the health of point guard De'Aaron Fox, who has been out for the last 11 days with an ankle injury. He was a late scratch on Saturday, suggesting that he could be close to returning. Fox is averaging 21.0 points and 5.2 assists per game. Small forward Harrison Barnes is scoring 16.5 points and is grabbing 6.1 rebounds, while shooting guard Buddy Hield is adding 14.7 points off the bench. They will be facing a New York defense that ranks 5th in the NBA, allowing 104.8 points per game. Our second betting pick will be under the total. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.